Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Jontre.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Congratulations on your first touchdowns last week. I saw a video of you with they sent out some video of preseason practice, and you're doing this drill where you were running around these little short cones, like in little squares, to work on your footwork. I was wondering, first, just briefly, what is that drill called? And second, I think we really saw the importance of footwork in running routes in the 2 touchdowns you scored Saturday. Just talk about how important that is to you. Like, maybe that's something we don't always look at. How you have to base a good route or an effective route in the footwork that you have to execute.
Well, with our cones, that's probably the 4 cone drills. But with the cone drills, everything is really like basically getting our feet under us, and like Coach Mickey always emphasizes, like, if you run a good route, the ball, like catching the ball is easier. So, I mean, with that, I mean, it basically helps us with that. And like whenever we finish the drill, if it's towards the sideline, I mean, either I do the toe tap like I did in the back of the end zone, or like get up the field and get a little extra positive yards.
Hey, Jontre, Jared Joseph, Fox 44. What did Saturday's game mean to you? You had been working so hard to get on the field as a wide receiver. Coach O said you kept being persistent about making sure you were on the field as a wide receiver, and you have those 2 touchdowns. What did that game mean for you, and what do you do to carry it forward?
With that game, I mean, that was just like a little introduction, I would say, showing what I could do. Just giving a little tape on myself. But with that game, that kind of just showed everybody what I could do. So I got to just keep pushing and keep doing, keep on producing. So it's just not like, oh, that's a one-time thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Jontre, this is Shay Dixon with 24/7. What were the emotions like for you after that game and talking to your family, given, I mean, you were a state title winner a couple times, and you came here and waited and played special teams and played corner. What was it like to play receiver on the big stage?
So I'm going to tell y'all the story that I told all of the coaches, and it gave them chills. And they actually told some of the players in the room, and they gave them chills. So, like, after I scored my first touchdown, it's like I came back to the sideline. I almost cried, but I didn't, because you know what I'm saying? I felt like I had more to give. But, like, I actually, like, literally felt all the love just, like, cover me, you know what I'm saying? Just like, I was just like, I had to shake it off, like, you gotta finish, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just was so joyful and just so proud of myself that I was able to just go out and perform at the level that I performed, just finally getting into the end zone after 4 years of hard work.
Hey, Jontre, congratulations. This is going to be a little bit of a theme because obviously it's a great story of perseverance. So, even this year with the depth at corner taking a hit, yours was one of the first names that came up about flipping to defense. Could you just talk about maybe the previous 3 years and knowing, that you were capable of having these kinds of moments? And was there any frustration or doubt along the way?
I mean, there's always frustration because a lot of people want to come in and play, you know what I'm saying? But I came in with great guys in front of me, Dante Jackson, Kevin Tolliver, many other great cornerbacks whenever I was in the defensive back room. But, like, I always worked. I took notes, taking corrections, always asking questions, you know what I'm saying? But throughout my 4 years here, coming in as a cornerback, played quarterback in high school, never really stepped foot. Well, I never really stepped foot on the defensive back side. Worked my tail off before I came into LSU, just to be able to have down some of the basics of fundamentals, just to play corner. You know what I'm saying? Then, like, moving into my second year, coaches saying, "Oh, come play receiver," just like clowning around and stuff. But, like, besides that, I mean, I just really busted my tail just to be out there on the field.
Hey, Jontre, Jared Roser, TigerDetails.com. Coming into this season, Coach talked a lot about those 200 receptions that Jets and Jamar left and that they were up for grabs for you guys. Jare has the big first game. You come up with the big game up in Nashville. What does this receiving group look like moving forward now in terms of that sort of breakdown? A lot of guys that can hurt you and step up and be that other guy on any given Saturday. What's kind of the outlook for you as well as some of the other guys in that core?
To be honest, with everybody in the receiver room, it doesn't matter who's playing. It don't matter who catches the touchdown. I'm always going to be happy for my guys because at the end of the day, we all busting our tail. We all sweating, leaving our blood and sweat and tears, everything on the field. You know, just going into that game like we don't know who's going to get the ball thrown to them. So we just hold each other accountable to make the big plays. You know what I'm saying? Just going in and doing what we got to do for the team.
Jontre, it's Brooks Cabina from The Advocate. I mean, you mentioned your time in high school as a quarterback. I mean, why was it so important to you to come to LSU? I mean, it seems like you have been able to play at other schools as quarters. And did it go on other business? I mean, what interesting kind of why LSU was important to you?
To be honest, I think it was a gift to me because like I prayed to get the LSU offer, so it was like a sign I would say from God, like saying like, oh, I'm giving you this, so let's see what you gonna do with it. But like whenever I was at quarterback, I mean I love the quarterback position, don't get me wrong, but like whenever they were saying like you can come in and play and do what you got, like I mean I took it and ran with it, and then it was closer to home, so that was another thing.
Hey, Jontre, it's Glenn West with LSU-SI. You know, you mentioned, you were behind some pretty great players over the last 3 years. I was wondering if you can go into a little detail about maybe some of the guys that were role models to you over the last couple of years and kind of what are some big bullet points that you picked up from them?
I want to say I wouldn't say it was like a role model from everyone, but like I would say like I was just taking the game, I don't know, but like I always was motivated, but like by my family, like, you know, just saying like they always was pushing me, saying don't give up. I know it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like I know it's hard. Just keep pushing. Don't give up, because if you give up, all it's gonna do is just dig yourself a bigger hole. So like I never gave up, no matter how hard I competed, no matter how bad the situation was. I always smiled at the end.
Hey, Jontre, it's Amos from WWL Radio. 2 questions. One, how'd you celebrate that second touchdown then? And then secondly, what were some of the ways you contributed to the team even when you weren't playing? Like last year, I played quarterback. Last year, I played straight quarterback. I mean, with that, I felt like I helped the whole defense. I was so proud of those guys in that national championship game. It didn't make any sense. Like I felt like I was a coach sitting on the sideline calling the plays, because like that whole week of preparation for that game, I was just like, hey, bro, he could always pull it. He could throw this. He could do this. He could do that. Just for me having that quarterback background, it was just like I was coaching those guys, but playing at the same time and showing what I could do.
Hey, Jontre, this is William with Tiger Eye magazine. You were literally a highlight film at Lutcher. You accounted for 147 touchdowns, and I'm sure along the way, I'm not sure you kind of lose track of just how much you contributed to the success of that program. And I don't know if you took it for granted, but when you get back in the end zone 4 years later for the first time, and you just kind of put that perspective of, you used to do it on a regular basis, and it wasn't necessarily the case, and how much you do appreciate the opportunity now.
Man, that end zone felt good. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I mean, the end zone is amazing. Like I told y'all, I mean, like I literally almost bust down in tears after the first touchdown score, because I was just so happy with myself. I was like, I finally scored. I finally did it. After all those years of me being in high school, scoring every game, touching the ball literally every play, and then just going into not having to, like, not really touching the ball in a game setting every game as much as I did in high school, it's kind of
it kind of can shake some of the people up, but like once you just keep grinding, it's always gonna work out for the best.
Hey, Jontre, Paul Boron from Cox Sports Television. Obviously, we've talked about throughout this how you had to wait your turn. Miles had to wait his turn. That's not necessarily a thing that happens in college football. Talk about maybe the chemistry the two of you guys have, and the fact that both of you have had this journey where you had to wait.
Okay, so with me and Miles, we was doing like second team reps and stuff, so we always had plays to where he was throwing me the ball. So like me and Miles, like he always had that chemistry with me, like, always knowing how I'm gonna get in and out of my routes, throwing the ball certain ways, you know what I'm saying? So it's never like that was my first time catching from Miles. So like all these years that I was at receiver, I think it was like maybe a year and a half, 2 years that we was at receiver. So like me and Miles, we had, I feel like we gained a good set of chemistry.
Okay, we have to wrap up. Thank you, Jontre.
Thank you.